distinguished guests from Qatar Exchange, ladies and gentlemen, and small and medium-sized entrepreneurs. I could see the large numbers here. Welcome to Doha Bank, and as a collaboration with Qatar Exchange, we are announcing the venture market, first of its kind in Qatar. The world is reeling under pressure in terms of global economics. We're all familiar with the fact the global recovery is still at stake. Yesterday, the spring meeting in Washington has concluded without definite answer to the economic recoveries. Conceptually, the challenges the world economy is facing is real. The global growth is at stake. Sustainability is name of the game. Advanced economies are reeling under enormous amount of pressure. The global challenges visibly impacting even real economies, emerging markets as well. The growth and unemployment ought to be measured and managed to see sustainable growth comes in, income distribution comes in, employment opportunity comes in to make sure we create a sustainable world. That's the need of the hour. America is still reeling under pressure in terms of overall economic momentum. Housing market is said to be under recovery. And again, quantitative easing, printing money, money supply has improved the liquidity. The liquidity problem has moved into funding. Today, sovereign and solvency issues world over. Europe is technically under recession. The Gulf states, as a commodity-driven economy, has been performing reasonably well. The aggregate growth for the 6 states put together, 1.6 trillion, taking oil at $75, and the current account surplus as a percent of GDP over 20% is commendable. But our macroeconomic insulation is not isolating you from the global crisis. We are living in an interconnected, interdependent world. What's happening in one part of the world is impacting really the rest of the world. That's the current reality. The solution remains in recognizing the importance of creating income distribution, recognizing the importance of small and medium-sized entrepreneurs, creating workforce, creating employment, and making sure they sustain in real terms for providing growth, providing employment, providing GDP. That's why, world over, even G20 has pronounced national authorities. Globally, it has become a phenomenon, especially with the financial crisis visibly shaking the world. Small and medium-sized entrepreneurship is near the hub. That's what the lessons we have learned. If you look at the global status, there are emerging trends to see every part of the world. Look back, America has recovered even after 1930 depression, only out of social entrepreneurship. And again, if you look at today's status, American national authorities are pronouncing, supporting the small and medium-sized entrepreneurs. Europe again, enormous amount of initiatives taken to see employment opportunities are created. They are reeling under tremendous pressure to provide employment. Solution remains with small and medium-sized entrepreneurs. Australia or Japan, if you look at it critically, Japan, 99% of the business is small and medium-sized entrepreneurs. And again, if you look at Australia, 47% of the workforce is small and medium-sized entrepreneurs. World is recognized to achieve sustainability, to achieve employment, to achieve income distribution. Again, you need to have diversity and you need to create social entrepreneurship. The Gulf is not an exception again. We have seen every single government in the last 4 years create a National Development Authority for small and medium-sized entrepreneurships. Saudi Arabia, over 60% of the workforce, 33% of GDP, 47% of the overall business is small and medium-sized entrepreneurship. UAE, if you look at it, 60% of the GDP, 86% of the workforce is small and medium-sized entrepreneurship. India, its wisdom as a functional democracy, over 10,000 clusters, small and medium-sized entrepreneurs, providing almost 22% of the GDP. China, 18% of GDP comes out of small and medium-sized entrepreneurship. I have the SME Chamber President of India, the founding president of SME in India, Mr. Chandrakant Solanki, is here as well. World over, they have recognized the importance of creating small and medium-sized entrepreneurs. That's the need of the hour to see sustainability comes in, to make sure gross welfare comes in. The division of haves and have-nots needs to be bridged, and we need to provide enormous amount of impetus to support the small and medium-sized business. Qatar, in its vision of 2030, has recognized its importance, recognized the national development strategy should set in right kind of human development. Qatar is a country of substance and substantive compliance. Extraordinary vision. Last 15 years consecutive fiscal surplus, current account surplus, investable surplus. But they also recognize human development, social development, environment development, and economic development are integral part of overall sustenance. Today, 15% of the GDP comes out of small and medium-sized entrepreneurship. In the last 10 years, small and medium-sized entrepreneurs have grown. They are growing. They will continue to grow. Qatar has got an aggregate growth of not less than 9.1% in the non-hydrocarbon. The airport is expanding, seaport is expanding, road, rail network is coming up, transport network is shaping up. Extraordinary non-hydrocarbon growth is in the offing. Billions of dollars have been committed for growth momentum. You cannot accomplish without having small and medium-sized entrepreneurship. Even in the hydrocarbon side, we are going to have next 5 years not less than 5% growth. Again, over the years, in the 3 industrial estates, whether it is Ras Al Khaimah or Said or in Doha, we have seen small and medium-sized entrepreneurship are mushrooming. That's precisely the reason why national competitiveness, setting the right kind of mission to see under Crown Prince, there are enough initiatives taken, and to make sure this medium-sized business comes in, small-sized business comes in with social entrepreneurship, social innovation, advancement in technology, access to finance, and making sure every entrepreneurs get the desired level of sustainable journey. That's very important. That is going to help to consolidate export competitiveness even within the definition of Qatar. If these projects, billions of dollars, the non-hydrocarbon which I said is over 820 billion is going to be expended for next 5 years, you need the small and medium-sized businessmen to come in. They have to be supported. That's why Enterprise Qatar has been set in as a primary vision. That is going to augment additional advantage for businessmen. We as an institution, Doha Bank, recognized the change way back in 2006. We created a program called Tadwir. We announced in 2007 with integrated offerings, funded or non-funded, working capital or technology. We want to make sure the small businessmen, the medium-sized businessmen get the value advantage. Apart from big corporations, these businessmen needs to be supported, whether you need overdraft or loan or bill discounting or bill purchase, funded or non-funded. We need to make sure they get the business advantage and they compete, they earn their bread. That's very vital for the economy. After we pronounced in a concessional form and substance for these businessmen to survive, the rest of the other banks got into it as well. And again, Qatar Development Bank has collaborated with the rest of the commercial banks, pronounced Al-Dhamin program, which is again a partial guarantee for the banks as well, because we are secured in multiple form and substance. The small and medium-sized entrepreneurs needs to be governed. Now here is a new step from Qatar Exchange. This venture market is a value advantage in every form and substance. They get diversity by listing, they get a valuation model, they get a corporate governance, they get the right kind of disclosure. They're also going to be supported by universal trading platform. That's going to help them to stimulate their business values. That's going to help them to get the peer comparison. That's going to be recognized as a value advantage for the global investors to look at these small and medium-sized entrepreneurs. When I was talking to Mr. Abdulaziz Imadi, he was mentioning it is open to every single corporate from outside even. This is going to stimulate overall business index of Qatar as well. First time, Qatar Exchange has been advancing over the years. They have set an universal trading platform. They're going to list now, clearly the bonds and ETF is going to come in. You also have extended working hours. The new index has been robust enough to support the business valuation. And again, New York Stock Exchange collaboration is going to stimulate overall Qatar Exchange venture market. We as an institution, we thought it's an opportunity as a pioneer in setting the small and medium-sized business vision to recognize this collaborations. We want to add value to Qatar Exchange vision of setting up this venture market. We want to make sure we support the national cause as a public financial institutions. And today, we have the dignitaries from Qatar Exchange who are going to present the importance of it, the process involved in the listing, and also we have advisory solutions from KPMG as well. So with this composite team in mind, let me have the pleasure of setting the tone and welcome one and all for this important initiative from the mission of Qatar. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind attention.